world surrounded by franchises, reboots, and shared universes. An elite team of podcasters will risk body and soul to investigate the depths of intellectual properties, one multiverse, subgenre, and trend at a time. Who are we? We're the IP Squad.
Welcome back to the IP Squad and our ongoing investigation into films based on video games. I'm John Campbell. My partner again for this part of the investigation, Michael Lissman.
Hey, John. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I will say, I'm still not done with this season. This season has really become
your Sisyphusian task.
It's the longest season. We've had multiple people come in and out.
Yeah.
You've dropped in here and there throughout the season.
Yeah.
But we are finally finishing up as of the moment, they're actively working on a fourth one of these, so it will no longer be the Sonic the Hedgehog trilogy.
But I think once you finish, you should just be done. I don't think you should do the blank check thing where you go back to it,
Yeah.
Especially for this specific.
Not this one.
Yeah.
I think for maybe some of the other ones, I might do that.
Yeah. And maybe in like 30 years, you'll do another series.
Catch up with it or something like that. But no. On the calendar. We may do a panel up episode about like Mortal Kombat 2 in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say though that this season has become. There are moments where I'm like, I still have 5 left, and there are still like 3 or 4 more after
what
this
do we got?
episode.
We got the Mario movie.
We're not doing Mario movie because we're only doing live action.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I've got Minecraft.
Ugh.
Borderlands, I think. No, I think Borderlands we already did. I'm not recording them in the order they're coming out.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about it in order of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I'm thinking about
Is
those.
the last one the Minecraft movie?
No, the last one is Until Dawn. I actually only have 2 after this. I'm seeing here.
Okay.
So I have Minecraft and Until Dawn.
God, you're so close.
I'm very close to the end of this as it's coming out. I think I still have like 6 more to record.
Oh no.
Because once again, podcast time travel.
Yeah.
I haven't done the Borderlands, and I haven't done Five Nights at Freddy's either. It's all winners from here on out. Yeah, no question.
You're getting all the good ones out of the way.
yeah.
Leaving the slot.
Well, so when I was talking to you about what you wanted to come on for, we were talking about the quality of these Sonic movies, and you quickly wanted to do this one specifically, which is Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Yes, not Sonic 3. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I know. I stupidly typed that into Paramount Plus when we wanted to watch this.
We have no idea.
What are you talking?
Yeah,
Sonic what?
Idiot.
The what? Sonic the Hedgehog 3 from 2024.
Yeah.
This is a returning same team that makes these. I will say I think that speaks to some of the consistency of the quality here. Is that it's the same director, it's the same writers, and obviously a lot of the same cast. Why? Well, let me back up before that because I've done different had different people on each Sonic movie. What is your relationship with Sonic the Hedgehog?
I loved Sonic games growing up. I never had a Sega console, so like what I could play was always just like at a friend's house or whatever. So it felt like this, not forbidden fruit, but it's just like this like
different. Yeah.
I grew up with like a Nintendo console, like an original NES, and like I could play Mario whenever I want. But Sonic is like that's a special occasion.
That's interesting because I had the exact reverse childhood. I was a Sega kid. We had a Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
And so I was a Sonic kid, and then Mario was the thing that was at other people's houses.
And I was obsessed. I loved the cartoon shows. I loved the games. I loved the comics. I loved everything about the Sonic franchise.
I would say as a multimedia property, Sonic has had at least higher highs than Mario.
Multimedia, yes.
Multimedia,
Yes.
is what I mean.
When
In terms
you
of the,
expand it outside of the video game realm, then
I think
yes,
in
I would
terms
agree
of
with that.
translating into things like comics and cartoons
Yeah.
and stuff,
Yeah.
much more successful. Because
Yeah.
I actually the current IDW Sonic comic is very good.
Yeah. I think Nintendo's a little bit more careful with how often they release out their.
I think
they're only recently now starting to let other
Well, I
people
think
touch their properties.
because we remember things like the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were less careful early on, and then
Yeah.
learned.
Like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Wait a
This is
minute.
what people think of now.
Wait.
Now hold on.
Because
They have
that's not.
They have a phone made of pizza. What is this shit?
I will say nothing beats just showing people with no context the opening of that show.
Yeah, it's great. It's
When
great.
you're like, wait, what?
Because you think it's an animated show.
Yeah.
And by God, it should have been.
And then when
just an
two
animated
guys come out in community theater level costumes, you're like,
show.
holy
Swing
shit.
your arms from side to side.
Come on, let's go. Let's do the Mario.
Mario.
And you know what? We can sing that because I don't know who's going to sue us for that. Who's like, hold
Won't be
on.
Nintendo.
No.
No, they don't give a shit.
Hold
about
a second. I own the rights to
Yeah.
the Super Show.
that. Yeah.
The ghost of Captain Lou Albano.
Yeah.
Will,
So yes.
so yeah, it was you.
A lot of love for Sonic.
Yeah.
And the ups and downs of it's mostly been downs. It's like
we've talked
Sonic
about that.
starts out like a roller coaster. It's like going up, you know, like
Because
each
Sonic
game getting
1,
progressively
2,
better.
oh my god.
1, 2, Sonic and Knuckles, like
Yeah.
all that. Sonic CD, I would say, was
Yep.
actually one of my first games because it was on the computer. So it had
Yeah,
Sonic
yeah.
CD. Like all that was great. And then as soon as 3D happened,
Yeah, that's been a.
they just could not ever figure out.
We've
how to
talked.
make
That's
it
something
work.
we've talked about across the three of these. That's
Yeah.
why I say it as a multimedia franchise is. At a certain point, it started to be that like everything but the games was good.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah, and then the game that this movie is based on is from that 3D run. I mean, I still own it. I played the hell out of it. This is based on Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube, Dreamcast, and whatever.
Yeah.
That generation. I have a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's
But there is something about the imagery of it, the shadow of it all.
yeah. Some kind of shadow looming over this whole thing.
Because I mean that's the big thing with this one, right? And it was the tease at the end of the second movie is this time it's Shadow the Hedgehog.
You thought Knuckles was cool, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, wait till you meet the real bad boy of the franchise.
Yeah, he's killed people. He's got a dark, twisted past.
And
he's got a gun.
I will say it may be the casting notice that I had the most of course reaction to.
Yes.
When they said Keanu Reeves was voicing Shadow, I
It
went,
couldn't be anybody else.
yeah, who else?
Who else could it be?
Because Shadow should sound like this.
What was the line when we were watching the movie? We were like, "That's what we want to hear Keanu say."
Oh, it
It's
was
like when they're
something
on the
about
moon,
yeah,
right?
and he's talking about
the sun peeking over the Earth.
even on the darkness of space, the light of a star.
or something like
that.
yeah, and you're just like, oh my god. Oh yeah, well, I have it here.
The light shines even though the star is gone.
Yeah, great. Love. Yeah, he's writing poetry
Yeah.
to himself in the corner.
Because that's always, I mean, the Keanu persona is not only is he action hero, but like he is
Soulful.
Oh yeah,
Action
tragic.
hero.
Yeah,
he's not
solemn.
he's not a quipster, he's not that. He's the
no.
guy who's like
I kill because my love is gone.
Exactly. Yeah.
The pain. John Wick is just pain.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, there's a documentary out now about the making of the
Isn't
Wick
it called
franchise.
John Wick is Pain?
It's called Wick is
Wick
Pain.
That's right. Yeah.
Wick is pain.
Yeah.
And he's still, I mean, as of the recording of this, still like chapter 5. He talked to,
He's getting older. It's harder to do those.
the
those
line
ones.
I like that he said, he goes, "My heart says yes, my knees say no." Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the thing about this. But he goes, "But I can do Shadow forever."
Yeah, absolutely. That's just the voice. Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, there definitely continues to be the really solid voice cast that they've been building in these Sonic movies.
It is interesting that like they have the voice actor of Tails from the games,
Colleen
And
O'Shaughnessy, yeah.
and that's all they wanted to carry over. And I'm so curious as to why they didn't cast somebody else. You know what I mean? When they did it for literally every other
Yeah, I think it's an
character.
interesting thing, right? Which is, does Tails have such a specific personality that there is no like movie star you can put in it or something like
I
that?
don't know.
Because
Yeah.
it's like, Schwartz as the, lovable troublemaker Sonic makes sense,
yeah.
and Idris as the badass warrior and Keanu as the dark, that it is just like, we
it
can't
does all
think
make
of
sense,
anybody. We can't think of anybody who'd be Tails.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson. He can do anything.
Well, he did one of the Studio Ghibli movies and made some wild
Yeah,
choices.
he was in a Boy and the Heron, and he was the heron, and he's like, yeah, sorry,
I was gonna say, I feel like he would take a stab at it
Yeah.
because he didn't. That's not a like movie star using his voice.
Nope.
He took a big old swing in
yeah,
that thing.
he does the thing that I wish more movie stars did in
Yeah.
those dubs. You know.
Well, I think something I talked about with Gorgoni in the second movie, and then we were talking about as we're watching this, is it's not like he's taking a big character swing, but the total commitment of Idris Elba as
Yes,
Knuckles
yes.
in these and in the Knuckles TV show as well. He is just all in. This is a real perform. There's a real performance here.
Right? Yeah, because like
Not that anybody else is bad, but here you just go like, God,
he is consistently the funniest part of these movies. I think,
and because you can really feel he is a
Well, okay.
character.
except Jim Carrey.
Yeah, it's of the voice cast.
Of the
let's
voice
say for
cast,
sure, because
yes.
Jim Carrey is the
Always the shining star in these films. Always all of his. I would say 99% of his bits in this movie made me laugh out loud.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that is the thing. And that was what got me in the theater the first time.
Yeah.
I like Sonic, but I wasn't immediately going to go see a Sonic movie. But I'm like,
yeah.
well, Jim Carrey's doing Jim Carrey stuff. And, the 90s kid in me that loved Sonic was also the 90s kid in me who just loved Jim Carrey. I mean, Jim Carrey was my guy. I was not a huge Sandler kid.
Yeah, and I wasn't either. Yeah.
Carrey was my
Jim
guy.
Carrey and Robin Williams were
Robin
probably
Williams,
my top two. Yeah.
Yeah, those were guys where I went to all their movies.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting thing because I think I was talking about this on something else when I was watching the 90s nostalgia take of Happy Gilmore 2. I was like, I just found I was like, oh, I don't have a lot of investment in this or the Sandler persona, but Jim Carrey was, every Liar Liar, and I mean, I'm a big Cable Guy fan.
Cable Guy is great. I love Truman Show.
Truman Show,
a lot. Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
like some of his like more serious stabs have been very good.
He's that's like a lot of great comedians. He is just a great actor, and so his commitment to the bits is the same as it would be to drama as well.
Yeah.
At the time when I was a kid, I loved Batman Forever.
Yes.
That's something I've said now, I think, on every episode on here, that this is the energy he has in Batman Forever, but in a movie that earns
that
it
actually
more.
makes sense to have that energy. Yeah.
And then I don't blame him for Batman Forever. He was directed to be like that because, like we talked about, he's a
That's
good
why
dramatic.
they hired him to do it.
But he's a good dramatic actor. He could have been a legit Riddler, if you had written and directed him that way.
Yeah, but that's not what that movie was.
No. This movie, though, speaking of that, it's something I think, and I would imagine this is probably why you want to come on for this one. This is, I always couch it in, by Sonic standards, the most, serious, the most weighty, I guess, of the bunch.
Both the first two films, I don't think and it's been a while since I've seen the first two because I kind of watched all three movies in pretty quick succession.
Right.
And we were talking about this a little bit. It's kind of their only attempt for Sonic to have a character arc.
Yeah, because like most of the stuff in the first movie is about Marsden accepting him.
Yes.
The second movie, there's a little bit in there, but it's pretty. It's still mostly he's reactive.
Yes.
This is the first movie that challenges him in some way, and all of this I know is like it's a cartoon hedgehog.
Sure.
I know, but like by Sonic standards, there's something he goes through something in this movie.
Yeah.
They let him turn as villainous as he's ever going to turn. They let him get as dark as he's probably ever going to get.
Yeah. And having Shadow be that, darker reflection helps him sort of shows an avenue of where he could go,
It's classic superhero structure, right? Of like, oh
this
my
is maybe
God.
the most comic booky.
Yeah, which is certainly why I respond to it in that idea of, oh my God, it's Superman meeting Bizarro Superman,
right, yeah.
that kind of stuff where the dark mirrored reflection. I mean, literally in Star Trek they have the mirror universe, right, where you have
where everyone has goatees.
I do. There is a shirt I love, which is "Know Your Spocks," and it's good Spock, evil Spock, and the way to tell is the goatee.
The goatee, exactly.
Yeah. How else do you know which one's the good Spock, and which one's the evil Spock?
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a concept in genre that will always be meeting your dark reflection.
I did love Shadow's goatee though. It was pretty good.
We talked about
It was a 5 o'clock Shadow. If you
one
will.
of the things, of course, that is famous about these movies is the initial design that then they
Yes.
reverted back to.
I do kind of want to see what all the Sonic characters would have looked like in their original horrific form. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because what they have now is like very true to the games.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's something that we talked about in the Detective Pikachu episode was a mandate from the Pokemon team.
It's like do not
that they can't,
do not change their designs.
You can real world them up to a point,
Sure.
but they must remain cute
You
and
can
lovable.
you can have Mr. Mime have some texture to him,
Right,
That really
yeah.
makes him horrifying.
He is quite disturbing in
yes.
that movie, despite not being the actual threat in that movie.
Yes.
But that was a real mandate, and I think in some ways they just learned that lesson here.
Yeah. Yes.
And now, and so that's the thing about I bring that up about Shadow, because they don't really mess with his
Nope. not at
design
all.
too much.
He's got his rocket skates.
Yeah.
He's got his motorcycle. He's got his gun.
And I like that this movie just, like any good, superhero or video game movie is just like, that's what he has. That's his thing.
That's his thing.
Get on board.
Yeah.
There's no origin to him finding the rocket skates. There's no, it's just boom, we're in. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's like, these rocket skates. Wow.
It's
what if this was my whole personality?
There's a few things I keep repeating across these movies, and one of my big complaints about a lot of these video game movies is that they overthink them a lot.
Yeah.
These movies don't, which I think is what I like about them.
Nope.
Is like these games are, and I don't mean this in a disparaging way, are often very simple.
Yeah.
And yet there's this whole need to be like, well, it's a movie. We got to complicate it up now.
Yeah.
And I think this movie is very smart about complicating in terms of the character. They're making the characters more complex to some extent. I mean, in as much as they
Sonic, for
can.
sure, yeah.
For sure, Sonic. But they're keeping the things about just like, and one of them has rocket skates.
Yeah.
And one of them flies with a little helicopter of two tails.
Yeah. We don't need to explain that.
We don't need to explain how Tails is building gadgets that are branded Tails technology.
He's just the gadget guy.
Yeah.
And then we can accept that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
there's that kind of stuff where I just feel like this was, it's not, but it's, he didn't start this by any stretch of imagination, but it's the Chris Nolan thing of, I have to explain the real world idea of what every Batman gadget and vehicle is. And you're like, no, you don't.
You don't.
Yeah.
No, we get it.
Yeah, in honor of my pal Ibrahim Mustafa, I'll bust out the she was built as a bridging vehicle that he quotes constantly. Anytime he's been on a podcast, he busts out the she was built as a bridging vehicle. Yeah, got a real world that, man.
Yeah, of course.
You're like, otherwise, why would he have a fast car?
Because it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
I love that in the Batman, it's just a muscle car.
It's rad.
It's so
It
good.
looks like
It's
something
so
Bruce
cool.
Wayne built in his garage.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite
fucking
Batmobiles.
awesome, yeah,
and it
it's
just
so
and it
good.
roars to life and
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
oh yeah, he's strapped like a jet engine onto a Mustang.
Yeah. It's great.
Because he's crazy.
Yeah. He's unhinged. I don't know if anything else in his behavior indicates
Yeah,
that. But
yeah, he's nuts.
Yeah.
I got it because I go all day about how much I love that movie, though.
Yeah.
That's such a perfect Batman movie to me. But yeah, so that's the and then of course having Robotnik go through a similar thing by having a mirror of himself or a vision of his future, if you will, right? I mean, the scene literally having the older version of himself.
Yes. Yeah.
With him and then
who do they get to play that guy?
it does sort of seem, because I was talking about this when we were watching it, that there's there was sort of this talk about Jim Carrey being like, I don't know, I've done 2 of these. Do I want to do another one? I have to feel that the thing that put him over the edge to decide this is you also get to play Gramps.
Yeah, you get to play Gramps, and you get to do an extended dance number with yourself. Like any reasonable person, he said, absolutely.
Because it is just like each one of these movies, they keep having to find new levels for Carrey to play, something new for him to get him excited.
Yes.
Because in the first movie, he was this character he had built from the ground up. In the second movie, you have the insanity of him being trapped on the mushroom world. And then in this movie, yes, you have him playing dual roles. And then through that, though, not just doing that for the fun of it, but once again, I think these are pretty good screenplays, especially as children's films. In that, through Gramps, we're able to have sort of a hero turn of sorts for Robotnik.
It's like, there's just a step too far for Robotnik. He doesn't want the world to be destroyed.
Right.
He wants to rule the world.
Yeah. It's very Lex Luthor-y in that way, where it's, Superman and Lex Luthor can team up to save the world because Lex needs a world to rule.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that's great here. And I think Carrey, obviously, I mean, you talk about just there is no Jim Carrey type. That's a one of a kind, one of one, broke the mold with that guy. Because we've gotten plenty of people in the '90s tried to be the next Jim Carrey.
What do we got in this list?
I'm going Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore.
He was doing something different, but still in that vein.
Yeah, but he was like trying to create his own Jim Carrey persona.
The Weasel.
Would Tom Green be a part of that?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, they were all sort of taking in different directions, but definitely the physical, long-limbed, loud kind of guy.
What about Carrot Top?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys.
When are they going to get Carrot Top in this movie? These movies.
Yeah. Hey, man, if Jim says no to the next one, Carrot Top's on the phone.
There you go.
Do you remember that movie Rocket Man that Disney made? About the incompetent astronaut. That was a very Jim Carrey type. Maybe it was less people
when
specifically.
When did this come out?
Late 90s.
Late 90s, okay.
Yeah. There's a whole bit where he farts into the air hose that he shares with the other astronauts. The guy's like, oh, no!
Good Lord.
I remember also a lot in the 90s there being movies that were like, well, we wrote it for Jim Carrey.
Yes.
And then I think that was one of those.
Yeah.
Or Robin Williams, right? That was sort of like those were the two comedy guys.
Yeah.
And then you had Sandler was writing his own stuff, so that's, but I do think that was the case for a lot of stuff. Maybe it wasn't even people specifically as much as it was that type of character, this hyperactive. I mean, you even have it literally in something like the Dumb and Dumber prequel, right? Where you literally have a guy doing a Jim Carrey impression.
True. Yeah. Do you see that movie?
Maybe.
Yeah. I was going to ask how it was, but you not remembering, I think, says everything.
If I possibly watched it back when it came out, but
what was it?
Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, I thought that was the. Wait, did they ever make
They made a second one, which was Dumb and Dumber 2, but it was T.O.
Okay.
Because that's wrong.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
No, Dumb and Dumber was the.
Okay, that's the one I remember.
That's the prequel.
Yes.
Then they made one. I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years ago,
more
recently than you would think.
Yeah.
With Carrey and Daniels.
But that's crazy that Jeff Daniels.
And I would say it wasn't even that it was bad; it was just
unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean that's in the parlance of Blank Check. That's a movie that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That movie just does it straight up, and which is crazy. Because if you had told me in 1994 there was a second Dumb and Dumber movie with those guys, I would be like, how do I get to it right now?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Because that was a movie I could quote. I loved Dumb and Dumber. So anyway, this is very good Jim Carrey and doing all the Jim Carrey stuff you want him to do. And yes, the dance sequence with the two of them is a real highlight.
Yeah, and just like I bet you a lot of his jokes are improvised. It feels because
that's certainly been the case I've read on each of these movies. It seems like there's a lot of at least get a scripted take, then get Jim's take, and a lot of certainly all the physicality is very Jim Carrey.
Yes,
yeah.
It feels straight out of an Ace Ventura film.
Yeah. I forgot about this as I'm looking at the trivia here, that Sonic often references how much he loves the movie Speed, which of course is funny because then Keanu Reeves is Shadow.
Oh yeah. So
Um,
wait, who plays
in this world, yeah.
in this world? Who plays that character?
Yeah. I do like the idea that apparently Keanu poured himself into the games to understand Shadow.
You know, Shadow hasn't been in that many games. Well,
Yeah.
actually, maybe at this point he has. I don't know.
I just love the seriousness, though, that he's like, I must get into his
I
head.
gotta live and learn. Yeah.
I think in the, whatever the
Sonic
I,
Boom.
I at least saw an ad for it. Whatever the most recent Sonic game is, he's now doing Shadow in the games too.
Oh, great.
yeah,
Wonderful.
Yeah, so, because I am Shadow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the training for the John Wick movies. I think he does take things.
I think he
it's
just
the thing
goes
about
100
the Bram
110%,
Stoker's
yeah.
Dracula, where people talk about that accent, and Coppola's like, "Yeah, I felt bad because he worked his ass off on that accent. It's
Yeah.
just it was beyond his capabilities.
Yeah.
But it's not like he was phoning it in. He
No.
was in.
No, that's never the problem. Keanu
Yeah.
is never like
No, that guy
never
is-
being lazy about it. You know, like
everything I've ever
like
heard
when he
that
did Shakespeare. I bet he worked his fucking ass off on
there,
it.
everything
for
I've ever heard
Much
about
Ado.
every single person who's worked with him is that he goes all in.
I don't know what it. I don't know what. Like, there's just something. I don't know what it is. There is something missing. You
Well,
know?
he's a type, right? And
Yeah.
that type can fit or not. I often feel like when people say Keanu's bad, it's often that he's miscast
Yeah,
more than
yes.
he is bad in a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Because he's a very good actor and very, very serious about the craft.
Yeah.
It's just you can't make a square peg fit in a round hole sort of thing,
This is
right?
nice when somebody takes acting really, really seriously, but does it in a way that's not like being a fucking asshole to
What's-
everybody you work with.
He's
You know
more
what
the
I mean?
kind of actor I can understand where it is things like the John Wick movies where it's like I want to know how to use the gun
Yeah.
so I look comfortable with
Yeah.
them. It's about the technical aspects of it more than the like I must live as this. It
yeah,
is
no,
more
that
like,
makes sense. Like the
I wanna-
mechanical.
I
sort of,
want to
yeah.
I want to be able to move and carry myself like somebody who knows what they're
A
doing.
little Tom Cruise-y, I suppose.
Yeah,
but
I think
they both
they're
kind of live in
cut-
a similar vein.
They're cut from a similar cloth where it's
Yeah.
like I want to look legitimate.
Yeah,
I want to just feel like I'm part of this world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. It just the difference is Keanu doesn't have the adrenaline because he always talks about I do action, I don't do stunts.
Yeah.
He does all his own fighting in John Wick, but if John Wick gets thrown off a motorcycle, a stuntman can do that.
Sure.
Whereas
Tom Cruise is like, I want to do everything.
yeah, Cruise is gonna get out on the side of a plane.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
fucking crazy son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Keanu's not crazy in quite the same
No,
way.
he doesn't want to die on a movie set.
No,
like
he's
Tom
more
Cruise
just
can.
like I just want to do the fighting.
And Tom Cruise, that I'm sorry, bud, but dying on a movie set, that's not going to get you out of your billion-year contract.
Xenu's coming,
Yeah,
man.
Xenu knows.
He knows?
Yeah, he sees you when you're sleeping.
I always talk about I don't know that religion is a fucked up, messed up cult. It seems to be working really well for one guy.
For one person, all for Tom.
Yeah, one guy seems to be getting a lot out of it.
Yeah, everybody else, well,
So let's talk about the I will always say the guy who's the unsung center of these movies, which is James Marsden, because he gets
he gets basically nothing in this film.
he gets very little do in this movie, yet always he is very good at making you believe that he is interacting
with a little blue
which is
guy.
I said this on the first one we did because that one really is so centered on their relationship, obviously.
Yeah.
That is deceptively hard, and it's one of those things that you can only know how good he is when you see someone do it poorly.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
The other guy who always gets mentioned is true is Brendan Fraser is a real master of talking or interacting with things that aren't there.
What examples?
Well,
are
I mean,
there?
there's the Mummy movies, and then the Looney Tunes movie he did,
I forgot he was
the
in
George of the Jungle movie.
George Jungle. Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of Monkey Bone, which is a terrible movie, but he is, interacting with stuff in it.
And I know there's like a lot that the filmmakers could do to aid people.
Yeah.
like having something positioned at the sight line.
For sure,
whatever.
and I've seen the footage of this where they have the little plush
Yeah,
Sonic for reference.
which is I think very funny.
Yeah.
Um,
But they often then have to take that out. They'll do a rehearsal with that as reference, and then of course you can't film that because you got to put the thing
Yeah,
in there.
yes.
So It is a hard thing, and it's something I've heard some people go is like they need to start teaching like green screen acting in acting schools.
Honestly, they should.
Because these days you got to get used to the idea that you're acting against nothing and reacting to things and going full force emotional performances by yourself is a hard thing to do. I will talk about the one person who really gets nothing to do in this is Kristen Ritter.
That is true. I was like pleasantly surprised that she was in this.
Yeah, because she's great.
Because she's fantastic. But I'm like, but what is?
It kind of could have been anybody in that part. It could have been,
yeah. Like nothing about her in particular, like needed to be in that part. It does feel like anybody could have stepped in.
I mean, it's elevated just by her presence, and good for her that she's in a major hit movie.
Yeah,
but
make
it
that
is
money. But,
it is sort of like, let me know when Jessica Jones is coming back.
And she ceases to be important after like
halfway
through the film.
Once they steal the keys for the big super weapon, she's out of it.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, she hands over the key to who she thinks is her boss, and then she steps out of the film.
Yeah,
she no longer is like. There's still stuff happening, there's still world-ending sort of stuff, and she's like, I guess I'll just drink some Mai Tais by the pool.
Not even just her, the whole gun organization is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, she took a call from Marvel, but
yeah, exactly. She stepped from the set of this straight into Jessica Jones.
Yeah, which I'm very excited. Of course, as of the recording of this, we're waiting for the second season of Daredevil, which will have her returning as Jessica Jones, which I'm thrilled about.
Yeah.
She was also very good on the most recent season of Dexter. Dexter Resurrection. She's fantastic, and which has been really fucking good. But I'm a fan. Anyway,
of Dexter or of Kristen Ritter?
Both. Oh, okay. I mean, I've watched every
what about
Dexter.
Jason Ritter?
I like him too.
Okay. What about John Ritter?
Love John Ritter. I mean, John Ritter, one of the greatest to ever do it.
What about? I can't think of any other Ritters.
I can't think of any other famous Ritters.
Yeah.
Jason and John are related. Kristen, not related to the Ritter family.
Not yet. There's still time.
There's still time. Yeah. I'm just trying to think. These Sonic movies are kind of hard to talk about because they are just built up of. I do think something. I want to mention Jeff Fowler, who's directed all three of these, because I do feel like
we have to mention this.
Not only does the budget seem to increase, it does feel like his confidence, and you talk about obviously the ability to direct people with these things. I think the action is just getting cleaner and clearer in each movie.
Yeah. As they have more room to like bring the camera out and show the action more,
Yeah, it just feels like he's with each one having the same director on these.
Yeah.
Is you have a guy who's continually learning how to make a better Sonic movie.
I can't think of anybody with more of a mission, like more of a man on a mission than this guy, Jeff Fowler.
Yeah.
He was involved. I don't think he directed it, but he was involved in the Shadow the Hedgehog video game.
Mm-hmm.
He is. I don't know how responsible he was for the decisions, but he was part of the reason why Shadow has a gun and a motorcycle.
Right.
Because in his own game, like, well, he's cool. He's got to have a gun and a motorcycle. And so he took this. He's like, one day I'm going to bring this to the silver screen and everyone's going to love it. It's going to make millions. And people thought he was crazy, but no, he fucking did it through determination, through grit. I wish I looked up interviews with him about that sort of journey, and there really isn't a lot, unfortunately. I'd love to pick his brain about like how it feels to like bring this character that's so important to him to the big screen, like,
because like you would think that the guy directing Sonic is like, yeah, whatever, good gig.
Right, yeah.
No, this guy he's exactly where he wants to be, which is so refreshing to see.
Yes,
it's not just a guy slotted in who can direct it or whatever.
Yeah.
No, this guy's very serious, and he was also heavily involved in the Knuckles TV show as well. He's really big into crafting this Sonic universe. He really, really cares.
Yeah.
And it shows. Like, these movies are, whatever, you can get on them, they're children's films or whatever and things like that, but they do feel very sincerely made.
Yeah, I would say that. They're not like, ugh.
No, it
Can you
doesn't.
believe we're making this shit?
And each one feels like, and they do the post-credit scene that set them up. It really does feel like they're like, oh, and then we'll get to play with this thing inside. It feels like it's made by people who really love this stuff.
Yeah.
Pat Casey and Josh Miller, I should mention, as the guys who have written all of these. I don't think they set out to write Sonic movies. They wrote one of our favorites, Violent Night, the action Santa Claus movie with David Harbour.
Yeah,
and that was like
which has a little more blood than this film.
Just a little
Yeah.
bit. But that was like, I think the kind of thing they want, and they wrote that, and then were able to get that made because of the Sonic.
Yeah, right, exactly. This is their Dark Knight trilogy.
Right, but it does feel, it does feel like they're happy to be here and
Yeah.
they're taking the job seriously.
Yeah. I
doesn't
mean,
just-
it's like you said. I think this is probably the best of the three.
Oh,
It
definitely.
is also the most Sonic of the film. It
Well,
feels
'cause-
the most like a Sonic story.
And it feels the most like a Sonic story. Just the structure of it, the way the set pieces build on each other, feels very Sonic-y. Doing things like the gravity floor feels like a level of a game.
Yeah, definitely.
But not in a way that doesn't feel cinematic.
Yeah.
I think these movies balance this video game logic with actual film narrative storytelling very well in a way that trips up a lot of video game movies.
Yeah, I mean, we saw examples of that in multiple films. I mean, obviously, Welcome to Raccoon City. They were so in love with the games, but failed to understand how to turn that into a film.
I think I think to lesser degrees, but still somewhat, the Tomb Raider and Uncharted movies have that.
Yeah.
And I don't dislike those movies. But yeah, it does sort of feel like, all right, then we got to get to our level sequence here,
Right.
And then you're kind of like, yeah, okay. I mean,
Yeah, you're hitting all the checklist of all the things, the greatest hits or whatever. Does this make any sense from scene to scene to scene?
I mean, here it comes, the thing that I always come back to, and maybe my answer is, aside from a couple examples, should video games be movies?
Yeah, hard to say.
Is becoming the big thing.
Yeah.
I would say, based on the evidence I've collected during the season, no, I don't. I don't think
direct translations of story, like video game stories, probably shouldn't, for the most part. Because, I think, like we talked a little bit about the upcoming Resident Evil movie, and the fact that it is not directly tied into anything,
right,
makes me more excited. And I love the Resident Evil games.
Yeah.
But like having it be an original story told in the universe, that sounds interesting.
The thing that and once again, go ahead and take your drink, because John's going to mention it again, that I think the best live action translation of a video game is Amazon's Fallout.
Yes.
I think that is the best live action filmed product based on a video game.
Yeah. I think I do like it more than The Last of Us show.
Which I think is the other one that I think really works, though.
Yeah.
I've really liked but those are two completely different approaches.
Yes.
One is a very faithful, for the most part, translation of a game that is the easiest to
Inherently
translate because
cinematic,
it is built like a movie, really.
Yes.
And then Fallout, which is doing more of the thing that it sounds like Krager's doing with Resident Evil, which is something set in the world.
Yeah, it's got the themes, it's got the, set pieces. I'm sure it's got the, I'm sure it'll have iconic monsters in it.
Yeah.
But it's not like, let's see what Chris Redfield's up to.
That's what he said. He goes, I don't want to be the next guy to tell the Leon Kennedy origin story. It doesn't,
But Leon could show up. I mean, maybe not in this film, but
that's the idea of his movies. This is a story where it's possible Leon and Chris and everybody are
doing
over
something
there,
else, yes.
and this is this thing. I think that's. But I think it's. This is the thing I keep going back is everybody seems to want video games to be like the next frontier. Like we did comic books, now we're doing video games. I just don't think they naturally slide together, video games and movies, as well as comic books have.
because comic books are basically just storyboards for the movie.
Though they are different mediums, there is a similar structure to them and the way they weave stories with images.
Yes.
And they're, of course, the big thing that you always have the hurdle of is they're both passive mediums. And
Yes.
the second you're adapting an active medium into a passive medium,
You're losing what makes it special,
and a lot of the games, I think we saw this with the Halo show for sure, and that was a big, glossy, nice-looking show.
Sure.
But it's just like, yeah, but if you take me away from controlling it, I'm not sure I'm that interested in this.
Yeah, like I don't know if I care about Master Chief. He's like this ultimate badass.
Well, that was the thing where in that show, and I think I've probably, I think at this
I
point,
never watched the show, so I don't know.
I watched a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was a bad show, but it was a thing where it's just like people were so upset that they really made him a much more human character. I'm like, well, because he's the protagonist of a TV show.
He has to be compelling, like narratively compelling.
Yeah, because he's nothing in the
Otherwise,
games,
don't make him the. I mean, he could maybe if they did like the Fallout approach, and it's like about
They could have done that.
characters, like they could have just.
It's
done,
possible
like,
in
Reach.
retrospect that would have been a better.
Yeah.
They eventually do the Fall of Reach, but
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's like the second season, which is great. I mean, once again, they similar. It's a little bit like the Welcome to Raccoon City movie. They nailed the aesthetics.
Yeah.
It's beautifully
Yeah.
made.
Yeah.
They spent a lot of money, but you're just like,
Yeah, but you're making this because you need to make a Halo thing instead
Right.
of like something about this compels me.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? Like something about that I need to express an idea through this lens. you
and
know?
that's weirdly, because you wouldn't expect it, is the case with having Jeff Fowler direct the Sonic movies. There is something
well, he's
inherent to him about.
like he has this like deep, clearly this deep love for the it doesn't always work out, but like he's able to make a pretty solid, like there's not really any glaring sort of narrative holes or anything. Like it all makes sense.
Yeah.
It all, there's not like, well, why are we here again? Like what's going, like who
Or
gives a
or it feels like, oh boy, here
Yeah.
comes the studio node on. We got to put Knuckles in it. You're like,
Yeah.
oh no, Knuckles comes in a very, organic way, and same thing with Shadow in
Yeah.
this. And you're like, okay, we're
No,
gonna.
it's the same order, It's like, first two games we got Sonic and Tails, and then like, oh, but then Knuckles is gonna be the bad guy, but then he's a good guy. Now we got to have a new antagonist. And then,
But he also understands, and as well as Casey and Miller who are writing these, that these have to be filmed. So you are like, okay, if we do a Sonic story, what is that? Or if we do a Shadow story, what does that do to Sonic's story? How does that?
Yes.
This is still about this character and Robotnik as well. And so they're thinking as cinematic storytelling. They may be
Yes.
pulling from source material of these games, but they know that those games aren't movies in their
and
structure.
they're
not
finding
3-act.
specific things that to focus on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they don't have to do every Sonic game in one movie.
Right.
Like Welcome to Raccoon City. Like
I mean, they're doing it more like comic books in some ways,
Yes.
where it's like, we're going to borrow a little bit from this arc and a little
Yeah.
bit from this one,
Yeah.
and then we put those together, and if we add in this thing, that sort of connects them.
yeah.
I think that's smart because, then fans can go like, oh, this all feels right.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. Frequent guest on this show, Brendan Jones, brings up about what he really likes about the Marvel movies is even though they're not religiously connected to the comics,
which is shocking.
I know
You
this
have
is a very unusual opinion for him,
Yeah.
but he talks about it's one of the few places where he's okay with the changes because he's talking about pretty much every change they make in those movies. He's like, oh, that makes sense.
Why can't he just like take that logic to its next
Oh, he'll
step?
still nitpick things like costumes and stuff like that, but in terms of like big things, it's like, oh yeah, oh okay, yeah, because
Yeah,
I have seen people who have been like, they shouldn't have done Thanos already because Thanos should come into the comics before Adam Warlock, so Adam Warlock can defeat him in the Infinity War. And you're just like, yeah, but they didn't do that.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah. Okay.
Then they don't have to.
Yeah.
The idea about like, well, Miss Marvel shouldn't exist yet because she didn't come in until 60 years after Spider-Man. It's like, yeah, but it's not. You're not. It doesn't have to be because that's the order. Now, weirdly, these movies have fairly followed the game order.
say so, yeah.
At least in their broad stroke stories.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, they have a much shorter history than the 80 years of Marvel comics or whatever.
There's no way that they're gonna fit 80 years of Marvel comics into a cinematic universe. Like that's just
If you were to follow that
unreasonable.
exactly, we would just about now be putting the Avengers together, I feel like.
Yes.
For the first time.
Yes.
If you were that regimented, committed, the
Yeah.
countless popular characters wouldn't exist in the
for,
movies.
for decades.
Yeah, and wouldn't for a long time.
like what? Like there would have to be 14 concurrent shows.
Oh, it'd be
going on.
wild.
Yeah,
It would be. It would
You
be.
think the movies like the cinematic stuff is hard to like stay on top of now?
Yeah.
Like comics it's literally impossible.
I mean, I totally understand people who stay out of it because of that. It is daunting. If I wasn't, dyed in the wool, like bleed for the comics, it would be. I mean, if I was to fall out for like a year, I would have a hell of a time getting caught up. It's it is very convoluted.
Yeah, I don't know.
And games can have that to some extent. And I think in the case of your Marios or your Sonics, things like canon are interesting to talk about, because I really feel like in these games, canon is really whatever they're choosing to acknowledge right now.
Well, yeah, because like for Sonic and Mario, they come from a generation where gameplay is the most important.
Right.
Is the game fun to play? Yeah. Great. Everything else is just icing on the cake.
Which is an interesting thing we were talking about a little bit with the. Because we mentioned we were talking about Mortal Kombat earlier off mic. Yeah. And we were saying it's interesting how that franchise has evolved to be a place where it was gameplay first, and now has become intensely narrative. It still has the fighting gameplay, obviously. Yeah. But that's a franchise that has continued to constantly change its canon, though.
Yes.
It's rebooted a number of times. It's set new. There are different timelines and stuff within it. And I think that makes sense, obviously, then that has been more successful as a film franchise. Yeah. At least it seemingly. We're recording this, and the second one hasn't come out yet. But I really enjoyed the 2021 movie.
I liked most of it. I didn't like the new character, but we don't have to get into that.
That's I mean, sure. But it's certainly a lot closer to what I want out of a Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah. Yes.
And because once again, that's the thing about it. It does feel like video games can be movies, but they often choose weird ones.
Yeah. Yes.
I haven't recorded the Until Dawn. I think the Until Dawn movie is another.
That actually fits. That
but I
makes
think
sense.
I've heard but I think that's another thing that's doing its own thing in the universe.
Great. Good.
If I'm not, I haven't recorded that one yet though, so I haven't seen it.
Yet.
I haven't seen that one yet. But Sonic 3. I'm trying to think. What else? What else?
Did we live and did we learn? That's my question. The point where it's playing the song from the game and they're flying through space, fighting a giant. Yeah, and I'm just like, wow. 10-year-old me would be shocked.
We were talking about that for sure, and I think I might have mentioned that. I enjoy these movies now, but I would be all about these movies if they had come out in the 90s. Yeah. I mean, I remember and I talked about that in our very first episode this season. I really liked the live-action Super Mario Brothers movie, even though it was way off because
it's insanity. But
it's watching it as an adult, it is fucking crazy.
It is crazy.
It is such an insane movie.
It is what a take.
I actually have some love for it now, just for the swing it takes.
Yeah.
You were watching it going, my God. Yeah. The costumes and the set design and the loopy story of it. Man, it is
so dark and weird.
It is such
creepy.
a strange movie. Yeah. But as a kid, I was just like, they put fucking Mario and Luigi in the movie?
Yeah.
That's
great.
all.
This is the greatest film ever made.
That's rad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing about why I liked Batman Forever. Even Batman and Robin when it came out, I'm like, well, Batman's in it.
Yeah, so it's got to be great.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know from good from bad. It was just, I don't normally see Batman in a movie.
Did you agree with Patrick Williams' take that
100%?
Yeah, you think so?
I think I agree. The idea that it was at least it's a take,
as opposed to the animated
Mario
movie.
I had a similar reaction to him, which is like, oh yeah.
It was fun. Like, I had fun, It has the iconography. It has the imagery.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
I just wasn't particularly excited by it. It was sort of like I said, I have a similar reaction to him. Actually, he may have been a little bit harsher on it than I was, but I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, okay. It was sort of like, I watched that movie with more of a like, that's what I thought a Mario movie would kind of be like, I guess. They did all the Mario stuff.
Yeah. And because again, Mario's another thing where it's like, what is the story of Mario?
Yeah, and even these aren't even like the characters of Mario are more defined by like characteristics than anything at the core of being a character. It's more like Mario is a plumber and they talk like this and he does things.
Do they though, John?
Well, they don't in that movie, do they? Well, No, I'm sorry. He talks like Chris Pratt. He goes, "Hello, I'm Mario."
Hey, it's me. It's a me, Mario.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is all the casting and the Sonic movies are pretty spot on.
Yeah.
There's
There's a couple of good choices in the
Oh
Super
yeah,
Mario movie.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Charlie
I like
Day
Day
as
as
Luigi. I think Seth Rogen's
As
Donkey Kong
makes
very
sense.
funny.
Yeah.
Jack Black does fine as
Yeah, he's great.
what is he? Is he Bowser?
He's Bowser,
He's
yeah.
Bowser. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Keegan Michael Key as Toad is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean,
It is mostly just Chris Pratt as Mario. I think is my main sort of issue.
well, because once again, it's not like he's bad, but you're just like,
why him?
yeah, like he doesn't have a particularly distinctive voice.
No.
He's not a chameleon voice actor.
No.
So you are just going like and then I mean it really hurt that he was then also immediately Garfield. When you're just like it really, and that was the thing where people
was the
got mad
joke
at
on the internet for a
him,
while.
and I was more mad at like, no, that's Hollywood.
That's
just
Hollywood
being
being so lazy.
who's just the first guy that's in my
Yeah,
phone?
what
you
if,
know?
yeah, who's the first actor I can think of?
Yeah. Wasn't he already? I don't care.
I
I've
don't
already
give a
offered
shit.
it to
Yeah,
him.
Oh, he's in the Mario movie and that was successful. Great.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Awesome.
So
Let's not think about it.
yeah, I'll tell you though, and I think we might have mentioned this before on here, and just to keep not talking about this movie, this movie's totally fine. I think the biggest question mark for me is the Legend of Zelda movie. Obviously, that's everyone's reaction. Is some kind of a sigh.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll be fine. Who knows? Who knows?
And once again, this is based on absolutely nothing. I would be surprised, I'll say this, if it was like really bad. I would be surprised if it was terrible.
I don't know if I would be surprised.
Okay.
If it was
See, that's the thing. That, yeah.
I
feel like-
I love your optimism, John.
And that's
I love that. For
as
you.
much optimism as not terrible is.
Yeah.
I just think that they've got some good people involved.
Sure. I don't. Yeah.
I like that they've hired unknowns.
Yeah, yes,
So
I
that
think
we're-
it's interesting that they're going with kids. Actually, I think that's not the worst idea in the world. I actually kind of like that.
And I just feel like that it probably won't be god awful. I think there's a very real scenario that we're like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah, but is that maybe the worst fate for it though?
Well, that's an interesting thing, right? Is it better to be like the Super Mario Brothers movie and
Or
be like
the old Legend of Zelda cartoon,
Yeah.
like where it's so bad it's become
It's
immortalized.
memorable.
Yeah.
I mean, I think actually I would say most of the video game movies I've covered this season haven't been atrocious. They have been that.
That just like, yeah.
I think the Uncharted movie is pretty good.
It's
pretty good.
There's some
The-
great moments.
The 2018 Tomb Raider movie, pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
yeah.
You know, like I mean, like a lot
but
of.
people forget about it immediately.
I think we've now entered the modern track of these has been more. For the most part, they're all right.
Yeah.
It used to be you knew they were terrible.
Well,
if it was a video
'cause
game
the
movie.
people who were making them before just openly despised them while making them, and you could tell.
And now it feels a little bit more like it's gone the other way, which is I love this thing. I want to keep it safe, which kind of often means doing the least interesting choice.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And so that's where you get a lot of stuff like the Tomb Raider and Uncharted movies. I think are very similar in that they're very true to the essence of the games.
Yeah.
But they're just kind of like sort of
what's
generic
interesting about
generic
it, you know?
action
Like,
movies.
yeah, Indiana Jones is already a movie.
That's always the shadow hanging over those, right?
Sure.
Not to no pun intended.
Oh, right. Yes, yes. Yeah, that is.
But yeah, Sonic 3 I think is a pretty solid good time.
They do a good job translating it to a film and making it at least enjoyable,
And giving, Shadow's got his dark backstory,
he's
and
got
you
it,
understand him as best you can.
Yeah.
And, I mean, like I said, for a children's film about cartoon animals running around,
Yeah.
it's got more than I would expect, which I know is like faint praise. But for all of these, that's been, I would say, my reaction to all of these, starting with the first one. When I saw it, I was like, hey, that was better than I thought it was going to be. And then, hey, the second one was better than that one. And the third one's better than that one. So, these are weirdly some of the most successful video game movies. I think
certainly financially.
financially they're I guess except for the juggernaut that is Minecraft.
That is true. Minecraft is
Minecraft
now,
made, and I will say
They're
that
never
is a
gonna
movie.
They're never going to stop making those, are they?
No,
Yeah.
that is a movie where I truly have nothing. I know nothing about Minecraft.
Really, yeah. I remember like fiddling around with it in creative mode, but that's not really.
Yeah, so I mean that's
really like
I'm gonna go into
or like
I'm going into that movie with no expectations because there would be no expectations to even have.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a movie I would have watched
No.
if not for this show.
Yeah.
And that's been actually true for a few. I don't think I would have watched the Borderlands movie either.
Yeah.
As much as I am at least on a level interested in the Borderlands movie.
Yeah, the franchise is interesting, and Eli Roth is
yeah,
the director. So like,
and I haven't recorded that yet. Listen back, folks. Maybe there's no. I don't think there's going to be a thing where I'm like, actually, it was really good. No.
From I don't know how much you've heard about it. Is there like a level of like studio meddling with that
Big time.
happened? Okay, yeah,
Big
that's
time.
what I thought.
No, I don't think that's the movie Eli Roth wanted to make at all.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this right away: there's no way he wanted to make a PG-13 movie.
God no.
Having seen all of his other films.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Let's talk about how this. Speaking of the box office, let's talk about how this did at the box office.
Very well.
End of segment.
Yeah. That's all there is to say.
The budget on this thing was $122 million, which is pretty low for a blockbuster. I will
That's
say.
true. Yeah.
It ended up grossing $492.1 worldwide.
Ooh.
That's a big old number, especially because once again, I think this is because once again, you never know with Hollywood, but the trend of these things, I hope they're realizing that they're starting to spend less on the blockbuster movies, and they're realizing that
that'll be okay.
The audience is shrinking, and so because less people are going to the movies, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so I have the top 200 grossing films of 2024. Where do you think Sonic landed? I'll give you the top 5.
Is it in the top 5?
It's not in the top 5.
Oh.
No, 2024 was actually a fairly big year. Or at least it had some big. What we're seeing are sort of these big peaks.
Yeah.
Even if the trend is still down overall.
Sure. Yeah.
So Inside Out 2 was number 1, made 1.6 billion.
Yeah, that makes Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Deadpool and Wolverine was second with 1.3 billion.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Moana 2 was number 3 with just over $1 billion.
That makes sense.
Those are all from a studio named Disney.
Interesting.
A franchise that I continue to forget is as popular as it is, Despicable Me 4.
Yep.
Was in fourth place with 972 million.
Yeah.
And then in fifth place, all the theater kids went to Wicked, 756.4 million.
I know many of those people.
Did you see it?
I did not see it.
No, I didn't see it either.
I am a theater person. I'm not as much of a musical I don't have any aspersions against musicals. I think they're very impressive to put on.
But I am with you in that I find them extremely impressiove on stage.
Absolutely.
And here and there, a movie will nail it. But, but usually,
but I want to see. If I'm going to see song and dance, I want to be in the room where it happened.
Yeah. Yes, I do agree that I'm literally going to a musical tomorrow. Actually, as we're recording.
What are you seeing?
I'm seeing Some Like It Hot.
Some Like It Hot. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of my favorite movies.
Yeah, great film.
And
is it like a Broadway tour?
It's a touring Broadway show.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. At the Keller.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
I'm very excited for that.
Nice.
Those blow me away when I see something like at that level.
Yeah.
But yeah, on film, and also, I mean, Wicked is not one of my musicals to begin with.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Sondheim guy, not to be that guy.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway, but no disrespect. If you dug that movie, great.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, I'm not opposed to watching it. I probably I live with somebody who absolutely adores the film, so I'll probably watch it.
Like I said, I mean, I don't besmirch anyone's love of that. Anyway, where do you think
that's top 5?
Where do you think Sonic falls?
Is it top 10?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. It was very 7th?
10th.
It was 10th.
It is 10th.
Interesting.
Just below Kung Fu Panda 4.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And just above Venom: The Last Dance.
God, I would have thought it did better, but I guess it's so much cheaper than some of these other films. Then
It did really well for its
yeah.
Because you also had things like Dune Part 2 above it, and I forget how much the Lion King prequel Mufasa made. an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's.
How many Disney movies are in the top 10?
Oh, there's a good question. I'm looking at the first three. One, two, three.
At least four.
It's four. Yeah, because then I said. Dune is Warner Brothers. I think Godzilla and Kong is also Warner Brothers.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Sonic is Paramount. Despicable Me is Universal. So is Wicked.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There you go.
There you have it, folks.
3 studios competing for number 1.
Yeah, I will say, it's...
Love the diversity we got there.
Yeah. And even like when you get into the top 20, something like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is Fox, but oh wait, that's owned by Disney.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Alien Romulus is Fox, but it's owned by Disney.
Owned by Disney.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if there's a problem with consolidating all IPs into like 3 companies.
I doubt it.
Yeah, no, I don't see.
I did run down when Disney bought Fox. I was talking to somebody about that, and we were talking about. Just the science fiction franchises. They have like all of them.
Yes.
I think they have basically, other than Star Trek, they have
right. Yeah.
That's Paramount, they have Star Wars, Marvel, if you count that as a science fiction franchise, which a lot of it is.
Yeah, a lot of it is.
Alien and Predator. Planet of the Apes is them. Avatar is them.
Yeah.
I think there might be some other ones, but yeah, like
most. What about Chappie? What about the Chappie?
The Chappie-verse?
Yeah.
I don't think they.
I don't think that's them.
I don't think that's them. No. But it is an interesting thing where like through buying Fox, they have basically have like all of the top sci-fi franchises save Star Trek.
I don't know if I love that. The only thing I like about them buying Fox is that they have the X-Men back. You know what I mean?
The consolidation really of the Marvel characters under where we would want them. That's a case where
I'm like, yes, please give Marvel everybody back.
Yes, that is
everything else. I'm like, I don't know about that. You know?
I mean, it's less the quality of the things because they actually have made really good stuff with them.
Sure.
It is just the general sadness of, and it's all under one corporate owner.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not particularly upset about the idea of Amazon owning James Bond in terms of I don't think they're going to make shit Bond movies.
Yeah.
But it's just sort of a sad thing that Amazon owns James Bond.
Yeah.
You know.
He's the people's spy.
I mean, it's sort of a thing where it's like, well, what was better? Sony owned it before. Is that really any better or worse?
No.
You know, like I just think it's an interesting thing where it's like everything I love is owned by corporate.
Of course,
So, what do you want me to do about it?
Yeah,
like, as long as the product is good, I'm happy.
Yeah, it's my fear is that like because there's 3 people making decisions for the top 50 films coming out. There's going to be less diversity of like, and I'm not talking DEI diversity.
No.
I'm talking like just diversity in ideas.
Yeah.
And like what?
Well, because we're still seeing it right now. Everybody's trying to do Marvel, right? Yeah. Everybody's trying to follow the Marvel method.
Are people still trying to do Marvel?
I think to some extent, yeah. Because now the big thing is to get into the TV space, right?
But
we need a movie franchise that's also connected to a TV show that's also connected to a comic book.
That's what the Knuckles TV show is kind of attempting.
Yeah.
But like even Marvel's kind of buckling under that a little bit.
Well, they realized
have to re-examine.
I mean, I think Feige was very honest about that, where he was like, they told us more, and we took that to heart, and now we're realizing maybe we shouldn't have made more.
Yeah, so I'm shocked
because Disney was
even
like more.
Yeah, even Marvel's not doing Marvel the way that Marvel used to do Marvel.
No, they're very smart about it.
I'm shocked that people are still trying to chase that dragon.
That's still always the thing, is because the idea if you hook it, but I always point out too, I don't think really anybody's really done it other than Marvel. Yeah, not really.
It's
Star Wars a little bit, but not nearly to the success.
No, not even close. And I'd say the cinematic universe, the video game equivalent of that is like the what was it? The service game.
Games as service.
Games as service. Yeah. Where it's like
they're trying to nickel and dime you into
and it's like a game never ends. Yeah, and there's constantly
that's dying out though.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. The same thing is happening. I assumed would be happening.
The shared
in the film.
It's still kind of the goal. I do think they're maybe a little bit more careful about it, but
it's still the goal because of how much money Marvel made.
That I know is one of the things people fear with Bond is that Amazon's going to have the Bond movies, and then a Felix Leiter TV show.
Yes, yeah.
Which actually sounds kind of rad to me, though. But
yeah.
But I mean, like the idea about like, yeah, he's just
the Blofeld or origin story.
The creation of the 00 program. That they're just going to milk
the origin
this
story
thing.
of Blofeld's cat.
Who gave birth to that cat? And where did he get it?
Yeah, what was the name of that cat?
He doesn't have a name.
Not until now.
Blofeld just always has a white cat. I don't believe they've ever stated in any novel or movie what the name of that cat is.
Is the movie Cats and Dogs part of the James Bond cinematic universe?
I mean, kind of. It does have that vibe to it, right?
It has that cat. That's the villain.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, man. All right, let's finish up with some highs and lows here. We'll start with a high. This comes to us from William A.V. 2009.
I thought you were going to say William H. Macy.
Macy loved this. He just wrote in about it. I don't often write reviews, but when I do.
Oh, I follow him on Letterboxd for
sure. Here we go. I should look actually at Letterboxd reviews. Maybe that might be a high and low thing at some point. Okay, this is from on IMDb. Title of the review: A thrilling and fun-packed ride for fans old and new. That's the title.
Great. The
Sonic movie 3. I don't know why.
That's wrong.
Sonic the
You're
Hedgehog
wrong,
3.
William H. Macy.
Delivers exactly what you'd hope for from a video game movie sequel. Fast-paced action, great character moments, and fan service done right. This installment brings even more energy, humor, and heart to the screen, with returning characters continuing to grow and new ones making a strong impression. The visuals are sharp and stylish, the soundtrack is on point with a few nods to the classic games, and the action sequences are bigger than ever. What really stands out is how the movie balances its appeal to longtime Sonic fans with a story that's easy for newcomers to follow. There are plenty of Easter eggs, emotional moments, and exciting reveals without spoiling anything. Let's just say if you're a fan of the Sonic Adventure era or certain iconic characters, you'll be smiling. Overall, Sonic 3 is a blast for kids, families, and lifelong fans alike. It knows what it is and leans into it with style and confidence. 10 out of 10 stars.
I would agree with a lot of the things they said.
Yeah.
I think William H. Macy really...
He's a great actor, and he knows a Sonic movie when he sees one.
He knows a Sonic movie when he sees
one.
Yeah. I wouldn't give this movie a 10 out of 10. I also don't like the idea of, giving a number to a film.
I struggle with it. You can follow me on Letterboxd where I give, I have a habit of giving, I'll give 7 movies in a row 4 stars. Because I'm like, oh, I thought it was pretty good. I guess, it's not perfect, 4 stars.
Is there a way to, because I'm not really on Letterboxd.
There is a way to just hit like or not.
Okay.
You can give it a heart and say, I liked it.
That I feel comfortable with. I don't like putting a number on it.
It's always a super arbitrary number for me, where I'm kind of like, I don't know.
I liked it. So
it's rare. I will say, and I, of course, have a reputation on this podcast. I very rarely give anything 2 even.
Yeah.
I give most things 3 because I'm like, well, it was watchable.
Yeah.
I don't often come across trash unless I'm knowing I kind of know going in if something's gonna be, and I don't review those.
Okay, gotcha. I was about to say, John, you have a podcast legacy of watching trash.
One that continues to this day and will never die.
Yeah.
We're about to enter the slasher era and the horror shows, so you can imagine what trash we're gonna see.
Obviously, you don't do Letterboxd reviews of those because people can just listen.
But I will,
the
if you enjoy those, I do rankings at the end of each season.
Oh, do you? Okay.
I do.
Well,
I like
fun.
doing the lists on
That's
Letterboxd.
fun.
All right, let's read from somebody who has the exact opposite opinion of us about this movie.
And William H. Macy.
This comes to us from Haley Hemorrhoid. All right, who titles the review "Becoming Cringy, Worst of the 3. Don't know how it's the highest rated of the 3. We barely made it past the halfway mark." That's the title of the review.
What a title.
I absolutely love the first Sonic movie, and it's one of my favorites of all time. I rewatch it constantly. It was a cute story, and the jokes were funny for all ages to get a good many laughs. It was truly a movie the whole family could enjoy. The second movie was still pretty good, wasn't as funny as the first one, and focused more on the action, but still had a few good zingers, especially from Knuckles. I enjoyed it, but probably won't rewatch it as often. But this third one is an embarrassment to the series. I'll step out of it for
Sonic cinematic universe.
I can't imagine a scenario that you like the first two movies and not this one?
I don't understand.
What? Well, we're going to find out what changed.
Yeah.
The jokes are too predictable and kind of cringe. By the way, if I could ban a phrase, cringe would be a word I'd like to get rid of. And especially people going, something was cringe.
Or mid.
Mid I hate too.
So okay, I'm excited
I know.
to find out.
This is old men yell about modern.
Yeah,
speaking.
I am so excited to find out what exactly was cringe instead of just throwing out buzzwords.
The jokes are too predictable and kind of cringe. It feels like the humor of this third movie was written for kids. I understand it's half animated and the children are a huge market for it, but adults who played the Sonic games growing up were able to enjoy the first two as well.
Well, you. I'm
a huge Ben Schwartz fan and love almost everything he's in, but his voice acting as Sonic in this one was not good.
Well, how is it different? How?
He did great in the other two movies, but
What's
in this
different?
one, almost every sentence Sonic spoke was a one-liner with the exact same cadence.
That's every Sonic movie. And in fact, this has less of that because he actually has serious moments.
Yeah, I would actually say this is his best acting.
This is the least amount of the one quippy one-liner. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
And also, that would be more of an issue with the script
than
Ben Schwartz. I'm not sure how to describe it in writing, but it almost sounds like he always starts up high, emphasizing the beginning of the sentence and dropping down near the end of it, but with some sass that just doesn't fit what Sonic is saying. Some of the jokes might have actually been a little funnier if he said them with a more monotone. It was more quick and punchy with the delivery.
Oh yeah, I love a monotone Sonic.
I know, right?
I love a dry humor Sonic, you know.
He didn't voice him this way as much in the first two movies, and when he did, it was on sentences / jokes that actually made sense, so it was fitting and wasn't jarring. Jim Carrey is always known for over-the-top comedic acting and did so in the first two movies, but it was almost next level in this entry.
Too far.
To the point it was getting hard to watch.
Oh my God.
The disguises around the halfway point where they kept using different people's faces was extremely corny and come on. I know it's an obviously fictional story with aliens and stuff, but at least try to make it a little believable. Have the actual character's voiceover, so it's their voices with someone else's face. Might have made it a little better.
What the fuck?
That wouldn't have worked, though. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What pains me in the story is the storylines were already decent, especially with Shadow and the girl, and part of me wanted to know more about it, but the negative just outweighed the positive far too much. We couldn't do it. My fiance and I, there's a lucky individual, I'm going to be marrying this person. My fiance and I were generally so off-put by all I mentioned above that we couldn't continue. We got to around 50 minutes, hoping it got better, funnier, or that the action would make up for it.
Into the film.
But we just, it is about halfway. But we just couldn't do it anymore. It's sad because I had such high hopes for this series after the first movie. That first one is probably sitting amongst my all-time favorites right now, but it's just strayed too far away from what made that first one so cute and heartfelt and actually funny that it doesn't even feel like the same franchise in this one. 1 out of 10 stars.
What's interesting is that they don't even mention what is the most different, which is it doesn't have the, like you were saying when we were watching the movie, 8 minutes of James Marsden.
Yeah.
I
think it's about like 8 to 10
less and
minutes.
less and less about him.
Yeah.
So you can make the argument, like, if you really like that character, like, oh, I want more of him.
But that's not what she said.
But that's not what she's saying.
Because I just don't know, especially like, I loved Sonic and I don't like Sonic in this one. As you point out, he's doing all the same
It's the
Sonics.
same bits.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the same bits, but
it's
like,
the same type of humor.
Yeah.
I don't understand this idea that Ben Schwartz's performance is so different, let alone worse in this one.
Yeah, and like, it's less. Like, he has more like actual character moments.
Yeah, I said I think this is his best performance, just because the material is better.
Because
for
they're
him.
actually
There's
giving him an arc,
more levels to play.
Explore. Yeah.
That's a truly insane review.
Yeah, and obviously not everybody has the language of film critique to articulate why they don't.
But for
like
how
something.
long that was to be so vague.
Yeah, it's
Yikes.
a lot of vague gesturing. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and a bunch of other stuff.
Thanks, Heidi Hemorrhoid, or whatever your name was.
Haley Hemorrhoid.
Oh,
but
excuse
yeah, get it right, Lissman. Next week on the show is the aforementioned A Minecraft movie.
I am so glad I'm not on that, John.
No.
Who have you tricked?
Oh, it's
into...
Mike Gergoni. Come on, are you kidding me? Who else would it be?
That's fair. He's played a lot of Minecraft.
Mike Gergoni is talking about a Minecraft movie next week on the show.
Yeah.
And of course, if you want to hear even more from us, you can head over to our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/punchup-ent. That's punchup-ent. Get cool exclusive bonus content, as well as help out all the shows on the Punch Up Entertainment Network.
Yeah.
And make sure you go over and follow us on YouTube, which is youtube.com/@punchupentertainment. Like I said, you get all the podcasts there, as well as new video content. Lots of new video content coming, too.
Yeah, do it, you cowards.
We're doing some very exciting stuff coming up that I think some of our longtime fans will be very happy about. So check that out over on, once again, that's youtube.com/@punchupentertainment. Of course, Lissman can be heard every week on Material Components right here on the Punch Up Entertainment Network.
And my OnlyFans.
Yeah, he's not going to tell you. You got to find it. Are you really a fan? Because they state it is OnlyFans.
It is for OnlyFans, exactly. Yeah, no one else allowed. No fair weather fans.
Yeah, that's right. That's how you're living off of that money now,
Exactly.
right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's big time.
Yeah, I'm independently wealthy now.
Yeah, thanks to OnlyFans.
Yeah.
All right, but that is going to do it. I think until next week, the case file is closed.